So this micro SD card right here, Speedston here, and there's the adapter that it has and the 128 gig. Now, it's going to be hard to see, but really, really close up, there's different ratings on this. 128 gig, it is a V30 A1 U3. So what do all those mean? They are minimum standards for read and write speed on cards. And the reason that they had to come up with that is with your 1080p cameras, the write speeds weren't very big. When you started to get into like 4K or 2.5K, then you got into, high refresh rates, 240 hertz, 1080p. You started to have a buffering issue with the cards. These cards were never really designed to run continuously. Additionally, this is going to work on your Nintendos. It's going to work on your Android tablets that take a micro SD, so you can add a ton of videos and other things onto this. But we're going to try it out in the Roku, and we're going to see if that improves the experience with the Roku and if it's going to work and be compatible. It does come, and a lot of them do, with this micro SD to SD card adapter. You'll hear a lot of these also be called TF cards, trans flash. So this thing is literally the size of a fingernail, and you can see that stores 128 gigs. So that little device here, if we want to use it in the Roku, the way we do that, or many other cameras, we're going to take off this waterproof cover that's on the bottom, and then we're going to slide this card in the slot here. Now it's only going to fit one way. I got it lucky the first time, so the label was facing downward. And I go ahead and put that in. Now I go into the Roku app. This works in many other devices, but I'm going to go ahead and go into my camera app now. This is that smart. I'm going to go to advanced. So it sees 116 gigs free. So now why, John, does it not show 128 gigs? I paid for 128 gigs. Well, it's math. It's based on 1024 instead of 1000. Just a binary thing so that they can sell you cards at different speeds. So what this means is I can format this card, and then I can tell it to record continuously to that card. And then when I go look at my events, I can actually play back the full videos. I think you're using about 16 gigs a day. So this should get you at least a week of recording time, if not more, if you're doing that. And if you do just motion recording, it's going to get you even more. So that's what the micro SDs do. Let's take a quick performance look at it. Now, being a U3 A1 V30 card, it's going to have a certain speed that it has to maintain. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. I'm going to put it in this adapter. I'm going to place the adapter in here so you guys can see. There's my computer. Allow it to connect to that. This is the first time I've ever done a speed test on it. So here we go. We're getting 75 megabytes per second write speed. Now this is going to repeat this test over and over. And you can see how it's working its way around the wheel there. That's that red. We're going to see how the continuous write speed. So it's dropping a little bit. We're getting the 60s. So 60 megabytes per second is actually pretty good for a single camera. And that's maintaining that. The read speeds are going to be interesting. This is going directly through the interface on my Mac, so there's no adapters or anything in the way. Looks like it's holding roughly 60 here. And we've got a read speed, looks like it's holding 90. So what it's doing is it's writing a temporary file, and then it's reading that temporary file back. Now, what resolutions is that going to be good for? So what we're seeing here for Blackmagic RAW, you can get all the way up to 1080p 60. ProRes, you're going to be up there, like I shoot with my GH5, I shoot in 4K. Well, that's actually being written in H.264, so I could shoot 4K 60 with this card with that rate. Now, it's at 55 here, and we could leave this test running for a very long time and make sure that the whole card is that way, but I wanted to give you a quick look at this. So there we go. So this thing is writing, it's got 55 megabytes, it's holding about 90, so a 55 megabyte write speed, definitely respectable there, and a 90 megabyte read speed, which is also very important. So this is actually really good if you're looking for something that will fit in most IP cameras like we saw. So that's a pretty good setup. So that was the memory card for the Roku. I'm going to put this stuff away.